Welcome to Pixel Gamer Geeks. I am your host Dan with my co-host Mike.
Hello, everybody.
Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about school memories. So this is going to be fun for some people, and maybe it won't be fun for some people. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
I mean,
So
we both just a little preface. We didn't meet each other till high school.
yeah, so our elementary and junior high is pretty fucked up.
I mean, yeah.
And
I,
then when we got in high school, we got into more fucked up shit.
yeah,
But
but
not as bad as elementary.
you had the
I think
worst.
elementary was the worst. Well, fourth grade was the worst, but I'll get to that one when I get to that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think of my big thing was first and second, roughly. But we'll get there when we get there.
All right, so I'll go first.
Yeah.
So let's start with kindergarten. So I don't really remember that much about kindergarten. I liked my kindergarten teacher. I would put her as probably like my number 2 teacher of all of elementary school. But I don't really have any stories, didn't have any friends. I was kind of a loner by myself.
All right.
All right, so your kindergarten stories, do you have any?
I don't really have any bad kindergarten stories. Like I remember quite a few people I met in kindergarten I like pretty much stayed in contact with all the way up to high school. And I remember I remember when our jungle gyms and shit were made out of metal, and you had the big ass metal slide that when it was cold it would freeze your leg and be painful, then when it was hot it would melt your thighs. Did you ever have those? You had the metal stuff, right?
I did, but I like I said, I kept to myself. I didn't really go on the swings or the jungle gym or anything like that.
I
I
d-
just I just I just sat by the tree or by the fence
it's
waiting for it to end.
like recess or just in general things end.
Yeah, like I said, it's like I don't really have memories of like assignments and stuff like that or anything like that.
Yeah, I
It was
don't
I just kept to myself.
I
Like there's grades that I remember like things happening, like awesome projects,
right.
but like all that other stuff I don't remember.
I do want to say this is kind of like a retrospective on my part.
Hmm.
I was very extroverted as a child. Like when I was younger, I was super extroverted. And I think
But at
there's
least you had friends though.
yeah. But I mean as no, extroverted means I was very outgoing and I was open and I
Oh, okay. So
introverted.
so when you were younger, you were more of a people person. Now you're not really a people person.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I don't understand. Probably around middle school, like right when puberty hit,
Hmm.
that's when I started to like kind of go in upon myself. Ironically, considering what we're doing is probably one of the most extroverted things you could do. But yeah, with kindergarten, I don't have any memories of anything bad happening. Like I just hung out with friends, played on the jungle gym and we didn't have swings in kindergarten for whatever reason. We had a rocket shaped like monkey bar set that we would play on. I remember that.
We had swings,
Swings
but
was
we
then the next one.
hmm but we had swings for some reason. I don't know why.
It's so interesting to think about. Like, why did some people get swings and I didn't get swings in kindergarten? That's bullshit. Did you? This kind of ties into the next one, but I know you didn't really play much, but in like your recess area where like you had your swings and you had the bars and stuff, did they have the fucking wood chips?
Wood chips?
Yeah,
I don't think we did.
I remember in elementary school that like where you would have the play place and everything, they would have the fucking wood chips that you had at like the park and shit. And I
Or
don't.
maybe it's just I don't remember because I didn't really go in that area. Like I said, I always sat by the
Hmm,
wall.
it's I don't under I genuinely want to ask why they would choose wood chips so when people fall down, wood fucking chips get right into whatever you fall on.
And
Now,
then when like 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 smart kids that have like learning disabilities, don't you think they would like eat it?
yeah, like let me tell you, it hurt. And I'll get into a story about that. But for now, first grade.
Okay, first grade. I feel really bad because I don't remember my first grade teacher's name.
I don't either, so
She's
don't
the
feel.
only one I don't remember. But I would put her as like my number 3 or 4.
Okay, all right.
But the only memories I have of first grade is selling the candy because they told us like, oh, you everybody has to sell candy. So I didn't find out until later that you didn't have to do that. So, but I do remember I have a story where there was this mean, nasty old lady yelling at me
For
because I trying to sell her a candy bar.
the first grader.
And then a couple weeks later, I had a nightmare of the crypt keeper and I torturing her.
Oh, good lord.
Yep. And then another story I have in first grade is that there was this kid in my class calling like at recess, he was calling everybody the N word.
Oh, okay.
And the one of the kids, not him, it was I think it was a girl that called the teacher the N word.
Oh, shit.
So we had to have the principal and one of the counselors come in and talk to the class of saying why we can't say certain words.
Yikes.
And that's pretty much all I got to say about first grade.
Um, I remember my first grade teacher. I don't know if I should say her name or not, but I
I'm
remember,
not going to say any of my teachers'
yeah,
names.
I remember her. So, this might get a little like first grade is first and or second is a bit rough for me personally when it comes to like that stuff because so anyone that didn't know, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I had cancer, lost my right eye. I have to wear thick glasses, and as a kid, if you have any form of if you look different or you wear thick glasses or something, obviously you're gonna get made fun of because that's just how it is. And
Hmm.
I was bullied relentlessly for having my glasses. There was a time I remember playing on the monkey bars, and one of the kids like ran up and like punched me right in the stomach, and I fell and smashed into the wood chips. And like I remember like bleeding and stuff. And there was a time where there was a group of kids that ran up to me and like pushed me down, like started beating on me, and they broke my glasses. It was bad. It got to the point my parents were there. I had to be I actually remember I ate with the principal. Like it got to the point where I literally wasn't allowed to be with the other kids because they would bully me so bad.
Don't worry, I get to my bullying in the next grade.
Yeah. The police were called and like
Oh shit.
yeah, it was bad. Like it was actually bad. Um but because of my issues, I didn't learn to read. I was struggling with a lot of like, I couldn't understand the words, I didn't, understand math, I really didn't I wasn't grasping things, and because of my vision issues you remember the size of the desk that they used to have, right?
Yeah.
I would have the book that they gave me was almost twice the size of the desk.
Holy shit.
So, like, I'm trying to flip through and I'm struggling, I'm falling behind, and my, first grade teacher actually this was before it was not okay now, but, um, I have pictures and memories of going over to her house, and she would, her and her husband would teach me how to read, and, I remember having a lot of fun over at her place. But, yeah, that's my first grade story. It was first and the second were rough, and then book fair. I
So,
loved book fair.
so let's get to my second grade.
Yeah,
So when I was going into second grade, I had to transfer to a different school,
right,
which I fucking hated. To this day, I refer to as my house school.
right,
So like my second grade teacher was cool. Like I really liked her. But recess, that was the hardest because that's when I started getting picked on.
right,
Like I had dirt thrown at me, rocks thrown at me, glass thrown at me, um, a broom tripped, and like I don't really have any like funny stories for second grade. I just liked my second grade teacher,
right.
but this is where my problems started. Like I wasn't really a people person. Like I'm like hi hello, but like when I went to that school, like that's when I noticed that I changed.
Right.
But when I get to other grades, it's gonna be shocking.
I'm trying to think. Second grade. I'm trying to think. There was a teacher. So because obviously I have my vision issue, I couldn't do a lot of the PE stuff like handball and like sports and stuff. So
Oh, did they have to bring in like a special like
yeah,
teacher and
yeah.
like do like the frisbee golf and
Yeah, I did that. That literally lasted all the way till high school.
because I had to do that in elementary.
I don't know if you remember, but the first like half of the semester in freshman year, I was in
Hmm.
PE class with you guys. I had my own special thing, and then we'll get to that later. But like, my grandma fought. My grandma and my dad fought against me having to do that, and they're like, "He's in high school. He needs to do high school related activities now. He can't do special ed."
Hmm. Like I only did that for fifth and sixth grade,
I did it
and then
all.
like when I got to junior high and high school, it was had to be like with the whole class. But from what my knowledge, it was to like work on my issues.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wasn't in like for those reasons. I was in for different reasons.
I remember this
I think it's because I kept to myself. I didn't really because when I got
socialize.
to fifth, yeah. So it's like kind of like they thought maybe it would help me a little bit. I don't know,
I mean,
but you know,
I was just gonna say like it's so interesting, and I'm not trying to bat like this is gonna sound really bad how I'm gonna phrase it, but like when we talk about special ed, we're kind of talking like both the same and different at the same time because my special ed was more visually based, and
mhm,
when I was younger, because I was struggling to understand how to read and math and stuff, they thought I had a learning disability as well.
mhm,
I'm sure that I probably do, but um I feel like it's more ingrained because my brain doesn't comprehend like the words fast enough or something. I'm not sure. I'm not a psychologist, but I feel because I had to do special ed classes all the way up to seventh grade, I think.
okay,
Because so I had special ed like classes, kind of like what you and our other friends did in like high school
mhm,
because I was slower, and then I had the special ed PE all the way till high school.
mhm. Like for me, as I had to do it for reading and writing.
I remember trying to learn. Do you remember like you had to put your A and then you had to make sure it matched with the line, and then the B and it matches with the line and everything. Do you remember?
Hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember doing that a lot because I struggled with it so much. I'm trying to think. Second grade, I don't really have any big stories. I don't even remember my teacher. For most of my classes, I don't remember my teacher, unfortunately. I just
Hmm.
like the first grade, I remember her name. Fourth grade. Speaking of which, I will say my fourth grade teacher still works at my elementary school.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Hmm. So I'll go. So third grade
Uh huh.
was probably like the best teacher I had. She's probably like my number one.
Okay.
The I have two good stories that I like from her. One is so she wanted to teach us what was different between a TV show or like a movie
Right.
and a book. So we got to do two choices: Goosebumps or Arthur.
Oh my god.
So everybody wanted Goosebumps, but there was this one kid in my class that said Goosebumps scares me. So we had to do Arthur.
That's lame.
I know, but I have nothing against Arthur.
Yeah.
I like Arthur, but I would rather have done Goosebumps.
Did you
But
watch
anyway,
did sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna say, did you hear about Arthur ending last year or something?
yeah, I had to watch the last season just to see how it ends.
Was it good?
Eh, I didn't like the last episode.
Oh, depressing.
So anyway, we had to read the book and then we watched that episode and we had to compare it,
Right.
which was one of like that. I think that was like my favorite assignment ever.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And then the dioramas and stuff like that; those were fun too. Like I
Yeah.
remember I did a dinosaur one
Ooh, that's cool.
and I did a knights one.
Knights of the Round Table.
But I like looking back at that one, I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble because I cut a couple of heads off
Oh,
and I put like and I drew like a red crayon like with blood and shit,
Jesus Christ.
and I got like an A on that.
I'm trying to think. I have a story for 5th and 6th grade then. Like very vague memory, but go on.
Okay, and then I still got bullied a lot, but it wasn't that bad. Like, when you got to the class, it was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, 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 I'm like with the teacher that I like. But the fucked up story that I have is that we were either going to the library or the computer lab,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this big fat kid
Oh God.
in my class,
Do I know him?
and then,
I feel like I know this person that you're speaking about.
well, he didn't go to high school with
Oh,
us.
he didn't? I thought he did. Sorry, go on.
No, no, because the elementary schools I went to for kindergarten through fourth grade was in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to two different schools.
Yes.
So okay, so the big fat kid is in like he's like four kids behind me, and behind him is the smallest kid
Oh
in
God.
like the entire school. He looked like he should have been in like first or kindergarten because he was really short. So anyway, the big fat kid farts right in his face.
Oh boy. Oh
And it
my.
was like the most like wet, disgusting one ever.
Oh, that's nasty.
And the kid had it like he threw up. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I gotta say for third grade.
So, um, my 3rd grade isn't gross or anything, but it will definitely be. You'll definitely laugh at this one. So in 3rd grade, um, I had met our mutual friend in 1st grade. We had been friends in kindergarten, but we really didn't hang out till 1st grade.
Oh,
But
okay, because I thought you guys knew each other since kindergarten.
we knew each other since kindergarten, but we didn't really hang out till 1st grade.
Oh, okay.
But so 3rd grade comes around. Do you want to know what premiered in America in 3rd grade?
What?
Dragon Ball Z.
Mm.
Dragon Ball Z airs like officially our the Toonami version of Dragon Ball Z starts airing in August of 1998.
Where you thought it was in you thought Spanish or Japanese.
Yes, we don't talk about that, okay? We got the dub. Okay, we didn't do the sub or anything, but so me and our mutual me and our mutual friends would play Dragon Ball Z during like recess and shit. We'd pretend to be like characters and all that stuff. Like that's really the only thing I really remember from 3rd through 5th grade, I want to say. That's what
Mm.
I mostly hung out with. Like there was a group of people that we hung out with that we would play stuff. And then there was one person that we used to chill with. He used to draw a bunch of stuff, and I'm sure you remember Vegeta blowing himself up against Boo.
Mm-hmm.
There, he drew that scene with like no reference or anything. He just drew it straight from memory. I think I saw the picture somewhere. I'll have to find it. And yeah, that's really it. Nothing super excited happened in 3rd grade for me besides that. That was just the highlight. 'Cause that's when I really remembered. I was like, oh shit, that's when we started pretending to be Dragon Ball Z characters, didn't we? And Pokemon was coming out soon, I think. Maybe next year. 4th grade?
Okay. Fourth grade was the worst year for me. I had this teacher that was a fucking cunt bitch.
That's
She
one of
should have
those
been a
words.
she shouldn't have been a fucking teacher. It wouldn't surprise me if she was part of a hate group or somewhere on January 6th.
Oh Jesus.
It wouldn't surprise me if she was there.
Oh man.
Like, she was the worst teacher in history.
Yeah, it was. I remember you telling me some stories about her.
Yeah, like I hated her with a fucking passion. Like I even have to ask my mom where she would rank all my teachers, and I'm wondering where she would put her at
The,
because out of all my teachers, she had to talk to her the most.
oh fucking god. I hate I hate those parent teacher moments.
Yep. And then because a lot of times I didn't like, and that was the grade I faked being sick the most too,
Okay.
because I didn't want to deal with her fucking face. And
Understandable.
then also with the bullying too. So like I had bullying and a teacher that was horrible.
There was no safety.
So I didn't have a safety net.
Right.
And then to top it all off is we had a fortune teller because we had school carnivals. I don't know if you guys ever
Yes,
had one.
I remember those, yeah. We never had fortune tellers, but yes.
Like, did you guys have like a that does magic or anything like that?
I I think it was mostly just like carnival, nothing crazy like
Well,
that.
like we had the cakewalk and
Yeah, those. I remember those.
games, and we would have like either like one year was the like that did magic, the one was a fortune teller, and I forgot what the other one was.
I don't remember us having any of those, but I remember the carnival. We won a TV there. It was a
So
small TV,
anyway,
but
the fortune teller tells me you're gonna get hit by a bus.
you're just like, I want to be isekai before isekai was a thing. Fucking truck, bus over here.
Yeah, so that was like late '99, early 2000,
Jesus Christ.
and I've been afraid of buses ever since.
It's been almost 30 years, my dude. Well, it's been 24, roughly, but
Yeah,
that's funny. That's bad. I mean, that's bad, but that's funny. Just thinking about it.
I know you love that story.
I mean, we each have our own random like phobia story that you're just like, I don't have an explanation, but like this one time in fourth grade, like it just comes to haunt.
Yeah,
Um, I don't really have any negative stories in fourth grade.
it was just like you were there.
Yeah, like I
Like,
don't. A lot of the times, I just kind of like I did the I'm trying to think. Nothing really happened. Like fourth grade was same old, same old. Let's see. Fourth grade would be um it would be 98, 99, right?
what year did you say? What grade? Fourth?
Fourth grade.
99 to 2000.
All right. So then I do have I do have something. In July of 1999, my parents filed for divorce.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's it's life. There's nothing. I was 9. There's nothing you could do about it. You know what I mean?
But you were going into like fourth grade, and it's kind of like like your whole world was like ending, huh?
I went to a psychologist,
Oh,
and I remember her name, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna mention her name. No one will know it because I'm pretty sure she's retired by now. But her name was Yolanda, and you know what I used to call her instead of Yolanda?
yo yo.
Yoda. Because also at that point the special editions of Star Wars was released, the 20th anniversary special, and my dad set both me and my sister down, and I remember getting hooked on Star Wars when I was 7. So like I didn't mention it previously because I mean there was nothing to correlate it to. Nothing really happened in school I could correlate it to. So like but I do remember fourth grade. I saw a psychologist because of my parents were divorcing, and there was a lot of issues. There's still a lot of issues to this day that I'm slowly working through, but that's neither here or there. um, fourth grade, nothing really crazy happened. You know, their
Hmm.
psychologist, Dragon Ball Z. Um, I did have a school related question for you.
What?
When you were sick, did your parents let you do stuff?
It depends. Like sometimes they would let me play video games for a little bit, but I have a story in fifth grade of
Okay,
what happened. There's something that happened,
all right,
and but majority of the time, like I would be with my grandpa because
right,
he took care of me because both my parents worked
yeah,
and my grandma worked too. So it was my grandpa taking care of me, and he didn't really care.
fair enough.
Like I could be watching like a movie that I'm not supposed to be watching, he wouldn't care.
He's like, just don't let your mom see you. I don't want to get yelled at.
Well, no, not even that because he didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, he just kind of let you do your own thing.
Yeah, like he would come up and check on me every once in a while, saying, "Oh, do you need anything? You want me to make you some soup? You want some crackers? You want some juice?"
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
I get you. The reason I asked is because when me and my sister were little, the rules was if you stayed home from sick, you didn't do anything. You slept.
Mhm,
You relaxed, you slept, and you did homework. That was the rule. And
mhm.
my little brother didn't have the same rules, and he just kind of did what he wanted, and he would miss school. There was a couple times where he almost didn't pass the grade because he missed so much school. So it's just like I was curious because I know I've talked to our mutual friend. He literally had missed one day in his entire school life. So he went to school sick regardless, and I was just like, that's not cool for other people, but whatever. There's not much I can do about it now. But like it's just interesting to see like what other people like. If you were sick, what was your response? Were you like you stay in bed, you don't do anything? There's no games, there's no like watching movies, TV.
Well,
There,
like, I was allowed to do stuff, but there was this one time in 5th grade. When I get to 5th grade, I'll tell that story.
well, why don't now? It's fifth grade time.
Oh, okay, so and for 5th and 6th, for, my last 2 elementary years, I moved to the same city that I'm in now that you were in,
Yes,
but we didn't meet because we went to 2 different elementaries.
yes.
But if I probably would have went to your guys' school, I probably would have met you guys.
I don't know. I feel like if you would have met, because you met our mutual friend in middle school, so
Yes,
I probably would have been friends with you in elementary school if you would have went to our elementary school.
probably. So I still didn't have any friends, but I wasn't really like picked on that much.
Right.
So that kind of stopped. But every now and then I would get like a name called here or there. But with the beans I used to get,
You're like, this is so much nicer.
yeah, my 5th grade teacher was nice. I would probably rank him as like my number 3 or 4, or
Yeah. Nothing too bad.
nothing too bad.
Huh.
Kind of thing is. Well, I guess I could tell the only story that I have for 5th grade.
Hit me.
So, okay. So there was this one day at lunch, I ate bad cookies.
Uh oh.
I guess they expired.
Okay.
I didn't know that. So I like after that I wasn't really feeling good. I just sat down like at the bench.
Right.
And then when I got back to class, I threw up on my desk.
Ah, rough.
And with Yeah, so and remember I said there was a day when because I didn't go to school for 3 days after that.
Right.
Because one day I wasn't feeling well, but I was okay to go the next 2 days. But I didn't want to go to school those 2 days because I felt embarrassed.
Yeah, because you threw up everywhere.
Yeah. So the next like the it was good, like that happened on a Monday.
Okay.
So we're on Thursday, and mom tells me, "Well, you're not playing any video games until you go back to school."
Oh, shit. You're like, I'm going back to school. Take me now.
Yeah. She almost did that with wrestling too.
You're like,
Because this is like, okay, so remember I told you about the teacher that I hated and I missed a lot.
yeah.
So right around this is like when WrestleMania was coming,
Right.
WrestleMania 16/2000, and she said if I didn't go to school, we weren't ordering the pay-per-view.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Were you a little
Uh,
scared? Did you go to school?
Yeah. Hated it though. Okay, you're 5th grade.
The only thing I remember in fifth grade was I had to do like a marine project. Like you would pick an animal from the ocean and do like a project on it and whatnot. Can you guess what I chose?
Dog.
I chose a shark. I chose a great white shark because around that time I had just watched Jaws for the first time.
So you were into sharks
Yes,
for a while.
I'm
Or,
still into sharks, just not as much because I ain't going in the fucking ocean. But I
you
vividly
need to
remember.
pick a boat.
Yeah, we need many boats. We need a really big boat if we're gonna go fight the goddamn Meg. But I remember it was a group project and we actually had to build like a paper mache version of the animal that we're doing. I remembered we it was the group wasn't really sure what to do, so I was just like, we're doing a great white shark. Everyone's just like, okay. And this was before, you know, the internet really. So we went
Hmm.
to the library and rented out books and like did research and had cue cards. And that was like the only vivid memory I have of fifth grade. Besides being super sick for whatever reason, I missed like a couple months. But I did home, like literally, I just sat in bed and was doing homework and stuff. It's so interesting because I'll get to this later. In middle school, I also missed a bit too. I can't wait to get to high school because there's a couple stories that I wanted to tell that I remember. But sixth grade,
All right, sixth grade. So my teacher, like, I didn't really care for him, but not like I didn't hate him like I did in my fourth grade.
right?
So I'm gonna put him as like next to her because he pissed me off a few times. So the first sixth grade story that I remember is 9/11.
Ooh, right, that happened.
Yep, that happened sixth grade. Okay, so the next story I have is that I had to go to the office for something. It was either for like a hearing test or a eye test or some type of test.
Uh huh.
I get back to class and my teacher says, "You're reading the next chapter of the book." And I'm like, "I just sat down. I don't have my books in my desk."
Yeah,
So I had to find the book,
you're right.
find the page, and I couldn't do it. And because he counted to 10, and he says, "If you don't count that, if you don't have that by when I count to 10, at recess, you're writing down that whole page."
You're like, I literally just got back, bro.
So then, okay, so I barely finished by the time recess. I hand him the paper. He doesn't even look at it, crinkles it up, throws it in the trash can.
Jesus Christ.
So because I'm at his desk, I'm trying to explain the situation because I didn't think that was right,
Right.
and I see that he didn't put the popsicle sticks. So I grabbed mine with my name on it because you know when in elementary they
Yeah.
have their name and they pull it out, and so I pocketed it, and then when we went to lunch, I went to the bathroom, I broke it, I flushed it down the toilet.
Oh, Jesus criminy. Oh.
So let me tell you another story. This one's pretty fucked up too. So for sixth grade camp,
Uh-huh.
I didn't go because I didn't want to miss wrestling and I didn't have any friends. So what was the point of me going? So then I didn't know where to go for that week. So I go to the office
Right.
because I thought, okay, they're gonna tell me where to go. This the aide or the secretary came in and says, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not going on the sixth grade camp." She says, "Well, you should have went to your class and waited for me to come get you guys because I'm the one that was putting everybody in different classes." So she calls all the fifth and fourth grade classes. There was no room for me. So uh
Oh, yes. I remember this story.
yeah, so eventually they find a second grade class for me to go in. So I had to for a whole week. I had to be in a second grade class.
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing though.
So I get in there. She asked me, "Do you have any classwork?" And I'm like, "No, nothing was given to me." Well, she says, "This, help. If the kids need any help, you can help them, or if you want to read a book, go ahead."
Right.
And then so like I'm just helping, them doing like because it was like Christmas
Yeah.
time, and I was helping them do like Santa letters, and
All that wonderful stuff.
at least nobody asked me to Santa real.
You're just like, oh, look at the time, gotta go.
And then or we were watching movies. Like I remember one of them was Wizard of Oz,
I haven't watched that in forever.
and I think another one was like Willy Wonka or something like that.
At least,
But they had it was pretty chill. All they did was that, and then when it was my time to go to recess, I just stayed in the class because what was I gonna do?
yeah.
I didn't have any friends. So I didn't want to just go sit out there and do nothing.
You didn't want to hang out with the with the second graders.
No, with the same with the fourth and fifth.
Oh, you didn't want. Yeah, that's true.
So I just stayed in the whole time in the class.
Oh my lord.
hmm And then so we get to the end of the week, everything's fine, and then we go on Christmas vacation, and then the first day back, the teacher asks me, "Where's your packet?" I'm like, "What packet? I wasn't given a packet."
Right.
He's like, "I gave you a packet to do for the week you were gone."
You're like, no.
So I told him what happened, and um, so everybody else did the packet
Right.
except me.
Of course.
So then he thinks that I ditched the whole week because the other classmates that I had in that class
Uh-huh.
didn't see me because I didn't go out to recess or
Yeah.
lunch. So they thought that I ditched the whole week. And I said, no, I was in the second grade class and I told the teacher's name. So he had to call that teacher, the second grade teacher, and she said, yeah, he was here the whole week helping out the class. So he excused me for that. But then everybody had to write down for what they did for on the sixth grade camp and the other kids what they did for that whole week that we were gone. And I had to put, oh, I was helping the second graders.
Was that super embarrassing?
Well, everybody just kind of looked at me kind of
It
weird.
was like, okay.
But so another thing in sixth grade that I remember is we had to do, this was the last diorama
Right.
that I remember doing, is that he had to pick us a book and we had to recreate a scene from that book in this diorama.
Oh, wow. I remember doing something like that. Yeah.
So I picked Goosebumps, the scarecrow one. So all I did was I did a popsicle stick. I put like a little guy on there and just put dirt and grass.
Oh my God. You
And
lazy bitch.
he even said, you could do a little bit more work on it. I'm like, no, it's perfect. He gave me a B on it.
Hey, you gotta be. That's a good bull. I'm upset that you're able to get away with that. Just fucking a popsicle boy and fucking dirt bullshit.
And then another thing I remember is that this is my favorite thing that he did is that every day we would get jelly beans in this jar.
Uh-huh.
And if we filled it all the way up, he took us for lunch to McDonald's.
Ooh.
So that, the McDonald's that you and I eat at sometimes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Oh, okay. I know where that is. I know what you're talking where.
Yeah. So we would walk like before lunch starts to get to McDonald's, eat there, just hang out, and then just walk during. By the time we got back to school, the school was almost over.
Right. That's cool.
Yep. And that's pretty much all my stories for sixth grade.
Very busy 6th year.
Yeah, like I think sixth grade I had the most stories from.
I'm trying to think. Let's see. 6th grade was 2000, 2001.
Yes.
Okay. So
No, it was 2001, 2002.
either, well,
Because fifth grade was 2000 to 2001.
all right. So in 5th grade, towards the end of 5th grade, my great grandpa passed away, and
Mm-hmm.
we were very close, so it like affected me a lot. Um, and I remember going into 6th grade, pretty like not,
Zombie.
yeah, not super good, like not mentally
Mhm.
healthy, all there. And then 9/11 happened. I remember there was talks with my grandparents and my parents about us not going to school because we weren't sure what the hell was happening.
Mhm.
And then when we went to school, like the TVs were on and we're watching everything that was unfolding live on TV. So like, which is really funny to think about that a bunch of like elementary students are watching people jump to their deaths and shit.
Yeah, I remember watching one of that,
And it's this,
and I'm thinking to myself, "Is he gonna allow us to watch this?"
yeah,
I remember at a party because like we would get to have parties and somebody put on an Eminem song,
yeah,
and he turned that right off.
yeah. Eminem,
So
no, but
somebody saying "fuck" is okay, not okay, but somebody jumping to their death is okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's all right. It's honestly something that I've always been like interested about. Not that what happened, but more so just like what we were allowed to watch when we were younger. Because it's just like nowadays, I can't imagine on TV
Mhm.
at least. obviously there's other places that you can watch it because of the whole everything that's going on in the world, but um
Think about it. We didn't even have YouTube back then.
no, YouTube didn't come out till 2007 when we were
Yeah.
at the end towards our end of our high school career. Um
Hmm.
but I remember in 6th grade we I remember doing a project, like we were doing some history project and I picked the American Revolution. And I was just thinking, I funnily enough, I was thinking about this the other day. I think it was then that I really started to get super into history because I mean,
Hmm.
I grew up with listening to my great grandpa talk about World War II. I knew sub vets from World War II and Vietnam War and all them stuff. And like it's that's kind of where my life is now. But I remember doing it Egypt project, like an Egyptian project.
Oh yeah, I remember we had to do that one too, and we're like, like everybody either had to be like the lowest of the low, king and queen.
The god. I think I chose a god. I don't remember which one. I think I chose Raw.
No, the teacher, the when I was in sixth grade, he had to pull it out of a hat.
Oh, I don't remember pulling out of a hat. I think they said, "Here's a list, pick."
Because I remembered I got to be like the pharaoh or something, and he took that off of my hand and gave me the peasant.
That's racist. um,
It didn't bother me because the more you go up, you had to do more work.
yeah. You're like,
So I think that's, I wasn't gonna be like take it seriously.
yeah. Well, I mean, I remember doing like the dioramas and stuff, but like I don't remember enough to say like have a story about it. I just remember doing them. I know the Egypt one was really hard. I remember for like the American Revolution one, I had to do a story about it was Washington and his path through the Continental Army and like what he had to do. So I remember
Hmm.
researching a bunch of that. And once again, this was before internet. So like,
So yeah, go to the library, check out books.
yep, and you had to sit there for 6 hours shuffling through trying to find the kernel, and then we had to do like the notation and like say when or how we found it. But I remember that very specifically, and it's kind of interesting because by that point, Pokemon had hit, Yu-Gi-Oh was coming out,
Mm.
Dragon Ball Z was, I think, in the Boo arc now. I think they ended in '04. I think Dragon Ball Z ended '04ish. But yeah, like it's kind of it's just funny thinking about how things that you never even think about for 20 years and they just suddenly pop in your head and you're just like, huh, I wonder if that's any
Yeah,
reason.
like something popped up in my head that I wanted to ask you.
What?
Okay, in your school, did your sixth grade got to play baseball against the teachers?
Yes, I
Oh,
obviously
you
didn't.
got to do it?
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. But we were supposed to do it, and then it got canceled
Ooh, that sucks.
because they said it was like a safety issues or some shit.
I at the end of 6th grade, like the last couple days. So in 6th grade, we had a new principal because my previous one retired because he actually passed away from brain cancer. But uh,
Ooh.
um, so a little history about that. My principal was my dad's 1st grade teacher.
I think he told me that
Yeah.
before.
So it's kind of, and then in high school, I have another teacher that was my dad's teacher as well. But it's just funny because like I knew him from when I was little because he was my dad's teacher, and then when he quit or retired, what have you, we had a new principal. No one liked her. Everyone made fun of her behind her backs. And during the 6th grade, we had a little. We were the
Like a
first.
barbecue lunch,
Yeah, it was.
because did that too. Like I remember my grandparents helped with ours.
Yeah, my grandma and my mom would always like, during those parties that you mentioned, they would always make cupcakes, like end of the year cupcakes and stuff.
Hmm.
And it was always like I remember the end of 6th grade was really fun, and we just sat and we watched. Me and our mutual friend would just sit and watch like the teachers and the actual people that knew how to play baseball and stuff. Obviously, the teachers didn't go as hard as they could; they just kind of goofed around, but it was fun. I remember 6th grade ending on a high note. And then 7th grade.
Yep, here we go.
I don't
So we didn't go to the same junior high,
no.
but I did meet the mutual friend.
Yes.
because he became my friend, and then I met another friend, so that was the first time I had friends. But I don't really have any like stories to say for seventh grade. It was just a year. I have a few stories for eighth grade.
I have some stories, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell them.
But at least I had friends and I got through it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do have one. I do have a story.
What? What is?
So when you go to a new school and you're in new grade, they call you a scrub.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a scrub was,
Oh boy.
so I thought it was some hateful word or something. So I almost got in a fight
Good God.
because I didn't know what that meant because I thought it meant something else.
Yes.
So like that's the only thing I can remember.
In seventh
So
grade,
you're terrible.
I'm trying to think. So at this point, my both my parents had remarried, separate people, obviously. And my stepsister and I went to the same school. She's a year younger than me, so when I went to eighth grade, she was into seventh grade, and my
Mhm.
older sister was in eighth grade when I went to seventh grade, and we all went to the same school. So I remember I had met a mutual friend, another friend that I haven't talked to in many, many years because we went to different high schools. Um, we would go to a math teacher and play chess during recess, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I think I know what you're gonna say. I think you told me the story.
I have told you the story before, yes. And then it was found out after I had left, my little sister told me that apparently that math teacher was caught doing some not appropriate things with children.
Oh God.
I won't go any more specific than that. Just know that that happened, and I was like, "Oh shit," because I mean, I got along with the teacher very well, but I wasn't his target demographic audience. I don't know what like how to phrase that properly.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So yeah, I mean,
I, I,
yeah, I guess I didn't have to worry about it, but yeah, that happened. I mean, nothing really happened seventh and eighth grade. No, eighth grade. I have one story for eighth grade. It's a stupid story, but
oh no, I got a two for eighth.
all right. What's your eighth?
Okay. So eighth grade, nothing really major happens. I got another friend that I'm no longer friends with. All my friends in junior high, I'm not friends with anymore. Which
Well,
I'm okay with.
they weren't.
And then um, let's get to my first ever injury.
Oh Lord.
So we're coming back from PE. This was eighth grade. And these two little fucker seventh graders were just shoving each other, and one of them falls right in front of me. I couldn't stop in time. I trip over that guy, I busted my knee open.
Was it
And
the
then like,
same knee that you hurt in high school?
yes.
Oh, that's even better. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. That's just really funny. Um,
And then okay, and then another time I sharded myself. Now, okay, so I don't remember what I ate, but I remember my stomach was kind of like rumbling,
right.
and it was the mile day too, where you had to run the
Oh
mile.
man, those were rough.
Yeah. So I'm heading back to the last class. So because this was the fifth period, so you're heading to your sixth period, so your last class of the day.
Yep.
I'm almost to the class, and all of a sudden my pants feel wet.
Ah,
I just hurt like my stomach, like I didn't feel it or anything. And then I go to the bathroom and I notice like I didn't shit, but I shirted. I was like, okay, well at least it could have been worse.
yes. Because can you imagine trying to clean out, shit from your underwear while you're in eighth grade? That would be fucking embarrassing.
Yes. So luckily it was like a free day for the sixth period class because a lot of kids were not there that day. So I just sat in the corner just reading a book,
Good lord.
and that's my junior year.
I'm trying to think because nothing really in eighth grade. Well, I want to say in 7th grade, I was having a lot of back issues, and they found out why I was having back issues. I have a bulging disc in my lower back, and that was a whole big
Hmm.
kerfuffle. And then in 8th grade, I remember taking the library in 8th grade and helping out with that. And that's going to be a theme in the next chapter. But and there was a
At
project.
least I had to do electives. They took our electives away.
Yeah, no, I remember doing electives in 7th and 8th. I don't remember what my 7th one what I think 7th grade was typing.
My so okay, so for seventh, we I had art and typing.
I
And
remember.
then going into eighth, I wanted to work the library, and I forgot what the other class I wanted. And then they told us, because this is, because you're, with my learning issues,
Yeah.
they said that no, there will not be any electives for you guys this year because they want us to practice for the stupid test.
Yes.
That was the high school one.
Yeah, I remember.
I think I got in the it was going to be in effect when it hit, when we got into our, when we had to, like, to pass it to graduate.
Yeah. Shit.
So I didn't get any electives that year.
So, 8th grade, I had art and library, and I just remembered a very like kind of a depressing story and embarrassing story. But since you've told multiple ones, I'll tell mine. In 8th grade, I have never had a tardy, a late, like what's the word, detention or anything like that.
Hmm.
And at the art class, we were obviously you sat with a group of people. We weren't, you know what I mean? It was tabled section by tabled, and I think there was
Hmm.
6 of us at the table. I don't remember too much. And we were and my table was super rowdy, and the teacher warned us and was just like, if you don't knock it off, everyone on your table is going to get a detention. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I tell the people, I was like, you need to stop fucking talking. Like, I don't want to get attention. So then they keep on talking, and the teacher was there. I didn't see him because he was on the right side. And I was just like, you guys need to fucking knock it off. I don't want to get a detention. And he heard that and he was just like, detention for the table.
Oh God.
And I broke down crying because I was just like, I was like, this is bullshit. I shouldn't get a detention because I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. And so the teacher pulled me out of the class and we talked, and he's just like, I'll rescind the detention, but you guys need to do something in exchange and you need to work on it. So when I got back to it, the people that were talking were like, we're sorry, you know what I mean? We're being assholes and stuff, and so we didn't get it. We didn't do the detention, but we still had to do an extra assignment than anyone else.
Oh, I would have taken that.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take that gladly over a fucking detention.
I, I got a tardy for being in the class.
Don't know how that works, but sure.
Okay, so we were, because, okay, so you have two classes, and then you have the break, right?
Yeah.
Well, our next class was going to be in the same class,
Oh,
so we didn't leave, and I was with our mutual friend and the other friend that I'm not friends with anymore because we had the same class again.
right.
And I said, "Oh, I'll go get the what, I forgot what, the folders for the next period."
Okay.
So I'm in there, the bell rings, and the teacher says, "You're tardy." And I'm like, "What the fuck?
You're like, hold on.
Does that make any fucking sense?"
No. Did you break down crying like I did?
No, I didn't cry. But I was quiet. I didn't say anything during that period.
Yeah, I was I don't.
I was so mad because that didn't make any sense to me.
It still doesn't. What do you mean? It's bullshit. You're like, I'm literally here in the class with the folder for your class, and you're giving me a tardy.
Hmm.
um,
I don't know if she was just, like, being a bitch that day, or like she had to show her power of abuse.
who knows?
But to me, that's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah, I would have fought that.
Well, like, I didn't get, like, I didn't have like a detention. I didn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, if I would have got a detention, I probably would have fought it.
Uh,
But but when you talking about that, that made me bring that memory up.
yeah. But I was just like, good lord. Um,
Oh, no, no, there was a time when we had to evacuate the. This is when I was in art class, and somebody threw a stink bomb,
Oh God,
so we had to evacuate the class.
I never had to do that. No one, no one did anything like that till high school. But my other class or my other story was just and there was a project we had to do, and I try to remember what it was. I don't remember what class it was for, but I remember I chose the Titanic, and I remember going into the library and like researching a bunch of Titanic stuff and sitting there and reading, just going on to Wikipedia because that was super big and like really just started. So like
Hmm.
going in and reading about Titanic and reading about all this stuff, and I remember I got an A plus on the project. So,
Speaking of projects, you brought up another memory I have.
oh God,
So this is when I was in seventh grade with our mutual friend and the friend I'm not friends with anymore,
right?
and we had to do this project for PE, and we had to cut like things for magazines and
I
do like
re-
a poster board.
I remember doing that in something in a class.
Well, anyway, I forgot about it, and so did the friends I'm not friends with anymore. Only the mutual friend did it, and we had to do our presentation. And like me and the other guy were like, we didn't know what to say because so we both got C's on that, and he got an A on that
Oh my God,
because he did the most of the work. But I remember because they didn't because it was just a 1 day thing that they told us,
right?
but they didn't remind us because
Ooh,
when you're in PE, you don't think about outside of work.
yeah,
And then another issue was I am not wasn't allowed to go to people's houses.
really?
Hmm. At that time.
How weird.
Hmm. And another thing is like I didn't have his any other numbers,
I, s-
and they didn't have my number either.
I still remember your number to an extent. I think I know I remember the mutual friend's number because I had to call him recently.
Hmm. So
So
that's the story that I remember.
I mean, I don't really have anything else. That was my stories for eighth grade was the crying in art class and then Titanic. Ninth grade.
Okay, here's the juicy stuff.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't remember specifics of any of it. They all just kind of blur together.
Like I can point them from the grades though.
I can't do that. I just know we did this, we did that, we did this, we did that.
So ninth grade, we finally meet each other.
And our mutual friend has made poor life choices.
Well, like before, I don't know if he said anything to you, but he was telling me that we weren't gonna like each other.
I don't remember.
Like I remember him telling us in eighth grade, "Oh, you guys are not gonna like each other."
That's so weird.
Hmm. And we didn't like each other in the beginning.
No, we just all sat next to each other because we had mutual friends
You hit me in the head with a book,
multiple times because you said it wouldn't bother you. I was like,
but I
okay,
do remember us like saying because this is when Meet the Fokker was it Meet the Fockers came out,
yeah,
and we were saying Fokker a lot.
yeah. We said Fokker a lot, or can you milk me? Can you milk me, Fokker?
Wasn't there another saying that we used to do?
Probably. There's a lot from early ninth grade that I don't remember. I remember our
I
mutual
probably
friend had a.
remember, but I was hit the head so many times with a book.
It was like 3 times. Okay,
It was more than three.
it might have been like 12,
Okay, that seems more reasonable.
but it wasn't just all in one day. It was spread out.
Yeah,
So at least your
I think
concussion would be
like I
able.
want to say like 3 months after, probably.
Yeah, I was like, I want to say it was at least a fuck. You at least didn't get a concussion. You definitely lost some brain cells. I caused some brain cell damage. I'm sure.
And no wonder why I can't do math.
I mean, you couldn't do math before you met me. Don't blame me for that. We both are math exclusively bad at.
And I think this is when you said something in front of a bunch of teachers.
Oh, yes, that was ninth grade. I had
Yeah.
home ec.
Well, let's just do the rest because we were together.
Right. Okay. Do you want me to go tell this story then?
Tell the story.
So I had home ec, you had art, which was your favorite class, if I recall.
No, I hated
I
art.
know you did. It was sarcasm. And they're
Oh,
right across the way from each other. And we were walking from lunch, and you and you were, for some reason, we were like in the middle of that area. I don't remember why we're in the middle of that area. And
we probably would eat lunch around there.
yeah, because it was before
'Cause
we switched to that other area that we went to.
yeah, because we had three areas. We were at the benches for a while, and then we went to that area,
Yes,
and then we ate upstairs.
yes. I think upstairs was my favorite.
Yeah.
Um, but we were breaking off to do our mutual classes, and I was like, well, I got to go to my hellhole because I didn't like home ec because I was paired with a bunch of ladies, and they were not the nicest of individuals. One was really nice to me, but the others not so much. And I walk in, and there was just most of the teachers in that area were just sitting in desks staring at me, and, and I immediately about face and ran screaming the other way. I
Because I'm heading to the class, and all of a sudden I hear you screaming. I'm like, "What the is going on?" So I turned around, and you said, "I said, oh, all the teachers were in there."
I said I had to go to my hellhole now, and all the teachers heard me. I did never got in trouble, so there was that.
Oh,
That was rough. Do you want me to tell you the story, or do you want me to tell the Gatorade story then?
yeah, go ahead.
Fucking this guy, asshole, make me waste my Gatorade. So it was lunchtime once again. Most of our stories involve lunch. We had I had finished lunch and I was thirsty. I had a Gatorade. I couldn't get it open. And you over here, you're just like, oh, I can get it open, no problem. I was like, okay, sure. So you take it, you throw it on the ground as hard as you can, and it explodes
I hope
everywhere.
no.
And it got me wet, it got you wet. Like we were all sort of like wet, and I'm just like, bro, I was gonna drink that.
You still drank it.
I did, but I mean, there wasn't a lot left.
It was half a bottle.
It was less than half a bottle.
Okay, a quarter less.
Yes, I'll take that. Make me waste my fucking Gatorade, asshole.
Oh, do you want to bring up the story? I don't remember what grade this was. Was it what grade was it? 10th or 11th grade with the goth?
That was 10th grade. It was a rainy day, and we hid inside that one building
Yeah.
with all the
So
memorabilia.
we were like in the Hall of Fame
Yeah,
room. It's just like it's classes, and then it has like all the awards.
yeah. It was where English was.
hmm So anyway, we're eating lunch, and I say something, and you hit me with the water bottle. It explodes, and it gets the goth kids. I thought, oh fuck, we're gonna do a fight with the goths.
Luckily, they were upset, but they were cool about it.
Yeah, like thinking, oh shit, I'm gonna get shanked right here.
This is where we die. No, they just yelled at us, and I immediately ran. I don't know what you and the mutual friend did. I think you guys.
I took off with you, but you're like a little ahead of me.
Yeah, I booked it. I ran. I was like, I ain't fighting the goths. I know what happens.
hmm It's kind of like with the firecracker.
Do you want to tell that story since I told the other two, or?
Okay, so I remember we were at like the tennis court.
Yeah, it was junior year because it was Star Wars Club era.
Yeah, okay. So we were in a group called Star Wars Club, and we would go over there to practice our lightsabers and eat lunch.
Before you
And then,
talk about the firecracker, do you remember that one lady that would, when we're pretending to practice with our lightsabers, she would come up and like try and confiscate our lightsabers, and we're just like, no.
yeah, I remember. I remember the assistant principal did,
Yeah, and we were just like, no, and she's like, put it away or I'm taking it, and we put them away.
which was so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're purposely hitting other people. We're practicing for the talent show that was coming up at the time.
What we didn't get even picked for.
No, no, we did not. I don't regret not being picked though, because we are probably one of the most discombobulated messes of people that you can ask for.
Yeah, probably the lightsaber would have went go flying in the eye, so that's somebody in the eye.
I mean, hey, I'd have a friend. Go on.
So anyway, we're just sitting there eating lunch, and firecrackers go off. It wasn't us, because there was a lot of other people there.
Yeah,
And anyway, we all book in our mutual friend that sits there.
and eats.
And then the principal, or was it the assistant
It was the
principal?
principal. She came over and was investigating what the hell was going on. And she talked to him about it, and he's just like, I don't know, I've been sitting here eating. And me and you were close-ish, but not close at the same time.
We were like by the buildings.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Oh, and then I had my another accident
You have,
in 10th grade.
you have a lot of accidents.
Yes, I do. But so we had to run the bleachers.
Yep.
And I'm not good with stairs.
Nope.
Like I can like hurry with stairs, but running it, I have a hard time.
Yeah, don't worry.
Well, anyway, half the boards were wood.
Yeah, it was the wooden bleachers. It was before they redid it. They have new bleachers
Oh,
now.
they did half of it. Remember, because half of it was like the steel.
Oh, that's right. The way people were steel, then we were the old ones.
So like at the bottom, there were the old ones.
I was with you for this. It was me, you, and our mutual friend.
Yeah, because we. So anyway, one of the boards was loose, and my foot got caught, and I fell and I busted up my knee again.
Shit. Yeah, I remember.
And I remember I didn't say anything, and my legs just full of blood.
Me and our
And our PE teacher is like, "How come you didn't say anything sooner?" Like he's wrapping me up.
I remember me and our mutual friend were just like, dude, are you good? And you're just like, I'm fine. I was like, you're bleeding. And you're like, whatever, fuck it, we'll finish.
Well, I think I was in adrenaline at that time.
Yeah, because you were hobbling. Because I remember we kind of like formed a trio, a line, just to make sure that if you ate shit again, one of us would catch you.
Yeah.
Um, I remember with my disability, they made me run the bleachers, and I remember talking to the PE teacher. I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And he looked at me, looked at the bleachers, looked at me again, and he's like, "Yeah, you don't have to do that if you don't want to." I was like, "I'll do it once to see if I can do it." I was like, "But if I can't do it, I'm gonna just walk around the lap of the thing." And he's like, "All right, that's fine."
Yeah. After my accident, I joined you. Remember?
Yep.
Because we used to talk about wrestling.
Yep, I remember those were good times. Do you remember? I think it was junior year when we were doing. No, it must have been sophomore year because we didn't do PE after sophomore year.
Yeah.
Do you remember that a friend of mine that would when we did the mile, he would like kind of egg us on. Do you remember running it? Do you remember that?
Oh, we were trying to keep up with him.
Yeah, so my friend would always run super fast. He ran the mile in like 10 minutes or something. It was something stupid. And like me and you usually were about midway to last. We weren't ever in any danger of failing, but we didn't, we weren't gonna kill ourselves for the mile. I remember he egged us on and somehow he convinced us to keep up with him. I have no idea how he did it.
We did it for like half.
No, we did it the entire way. We finished. He was first, I was second, you were third.
Oh, I don't remember that. I thought we like made it only like halfway.
No.
And we just couldn't.
We couldn't do it anymore, and then after the run, we literally were like leaning against the wall, dying because we're just like, our bodies were screaming and we couldn't get enough oxygen in our lungs to like function. And he was just like, "Oh wow, that was a good run. Do you want to go again?" And I think we gave him the finger. Yeah, I know that there was a time where we almost just gave up, but like I said, I don't know how he did it, but he was able to convince us to keep up. I don't know what he did. I'd like to find out what he did. But do you want to tell the story of the fake names, or do you want me to tell?
Okay. The thing is, I don't remember. Was it our 10th grade year or 11th grade year?
It was 10th.
Okay, 10th. I'm trying because I know it was the teacher I had. One of the teachers I had. If I got people to go, I would get extra credit.
Yes, and it was right before we met our other mutual friend.
Yes. Uh, so then I don't remember what class it was. It was, what was it? 10th grade year. So it had to either be for foods, child understanding, which I don't know how the fuck I took that class.
Easy class.
No, I didn't even want it. They just put me in it.
I know, but there's a lot of classes like that that you just kind of had to take because it was an easy class and
Like I
electives.
don't remember. So anyway, the teacher said if I went to this club thing during lunch and bring a friend or two, I would get extra credit. So I invite him and our mutual friend to come with me because we get like, what was it, like free tacos?
Yeah, it was free taco from fucking Taco Bell.
So anyway, I didn't want to put like, oh, I don't want to be in here. So I used a fake name and used a fake name.
Do you remember your fake name? Because I remember mine.
I still don't remember it, but I think it was like Smith,
You were
something Smith.
you were Bill Smith because I remember when we looked it up
Oh yeah,
later.
because there was a Bill Smith,
Yes.
but we didn't find that out until like a year later,
Yeah.
or when we were in the library together.
Yes.
So anyway, and you used
Rusty
tell everyone
Rusty Shackleford because that episode from King of the Hill just started.
and then our mutual friend doesn't remember the name he used. We think it's stupid to this day that he did it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go back the following week for free tacos. And so we both sign our names.
I still remember the signature I used too.
Well, anyway, our mutual friend goes to the teacher and says, I don't remember the name I used.
Oh my god! I remember we got the tacos and we got the shirt and we're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna eat and we're gonna chill. And our mutual friend was trying to figure out what his name was. And he was just like, I can't find the name that I used. And we're both just like, fucking sign someone else's name. Who cares? And we left to sit in the bleachers and we're eating and we're enjoying our stuff. And we see him talking to the teacher and we're just like, well, that's kind of weird. And he comes over and we're just like, what'd you talk to the teacher about? And he's just like, well, I asked him, I said I couldn't remember my name. And we're both just like, what? He's just like, yeah, I couldn't remember my name. And he said just, put your name and then we'll deal with it later. And we're just like, did you put your real name? He's just like, yeah. We're just like, what are you doing? And we took our tacos and ran. We're just like, our cover's been blown. Our cover's been blown.
Yep, but we never went back.
Nope. So who knows if the legend of Rusty Shackleford and Bill Smith continue to this day.
And whatever other name.
Our mutual friend came up with. I'm trying to think. There was a couple other things, but nothing major like that. That was kind of like those were kind of like the big ones that we remember.
Well, there's a couple in library.
I mean, if you want to tell, those are more your stories than mine.
We were there with one of them.
I was there for two of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, but that's more your stupidity. So, well, one of them is your stupidity. The other one is both of us going, what the actual fuck?
Okay. So 11th grade, we worked in the library together.
Yep.
And so it was pretty easy. All we had to do was put the books away, and then we got to just fuck around.
And dust.
Yep. So then because none of the sites would work, only Wikipedia would work.
Yeah.
So we were looking up wrestlers just randomly. And we looked up Mark Henry. And you remember what it said?
He gives himself blowjobs or something to that
That
effect.
he got suspended for 30 days because Vince McMahon caught him giving himself a blowjob.
Oh my! I remember the blowjob part. We're both like, "What the fuck?" And we both were dying. I remember we looked on it like a week later and it was gone. We're just like, "Damn it!"
Yep. I wish that we would have had like our better cell phones. We could have taken a picture of it.
Yeah. Wait till after 9 to take a picture. And then, do you want to tell the other story since it involves you more than me?
Oh yeah. So this other guy that we used to work with in the library, he said his wallet smelled like cookies. And I smelled it and it was fucking marijuana.
And then he's just like, "Do you want to smell?" I was like, "No."
and my fucking eyes were red.
And you got contact high, baby.
I did.
Oh, that was really funny. And you're just like, I can't believe you smelled his wallet.
Well, he said it smelled like cookies. I wanted to see if, like, because like sometimes you have wallets that smell like cookies or like soda or something like that.
Yes, I do. I know exactly what you're talking about, but with that type of person, like he's mentioned how much he did pot before, so it's just like, no, I'm good. I'm not. I trust you. I'm not gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
crazy, man.
Any other stories?
I don't remember any other stories, honestly.
Like we were in film studies together. Nothing really happened there.
Nah, the only thing I remember is I got super sick and I missed out on most of the Notebook.
Lucky you.
That's the only that, and we used our amazing artistic skill,
Yep.
which let me tell you, neither of us can draw to save our lives. So
Well, I guess that's it, right?
yeah, I don't really have anything else.
Well, thank you for listening to this long ass episode.
Yeah, it was quite longer than I anticipated, but shorter than I thought.
Hmm. I can't wait for our next big long story.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of rants on that one.
Yep. But thank you for watching. Like,
Comment?
subscribe, comment if you have any like weird stories from school that you want to share with everybody.
Good times.
I'm Dan.
And I'm
And
Mike.
last one for you, Mike.
I just it was entertaining. It was entertaining as hell. But I guess we'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your days.
See ya.